So let's talk again on causality. Causality as the most important thing to think about science, to think about ethics, to think about the juridical role. For example, you have someone that act in a wrong way, that is considered a wrong way. What is the effect of this? How can I bring responsibility, liability for this person, right? So here we have two things in this case, the causality and the self. That is another big issue on philosophy. On science, how can I discover the cause, the root cause, or the main cause of a disease, right? And when we think about science, we think about basically physicists, right? The chemistry, and the biology. So, if we think that first we have the physicists, like Max Planck saying, well, life is what's measurable, right? What we can metrify, measure. It's the small elements. In a physics point of view, there is no difference among us or among the objects because all of us are atoms, right? Chemistry. When we think about chemistry, do you know what is the difference in the periodic table among the elements? The atomic number. So, quality maybe can be a issue of quantity. What is the difference among the chemistry elements? The atomic number, right? And biology, our DNA, our genetic code. There is no difference in a biological level among us. I and you are the result of a sequence of A, C, T, and G, right? So, science. This is the basic science. In this perspective, we have causality in all these areas, right? Well, one thing is important to say. If the video that I saw is not a deep fake, so Heidegger said a thing that is very important, because this philosopher said, look, everyone today, I think that it was 50 years ago, I don't know, any person can operate a TV or a radio, but only a few persons knows how the physical laws behind TV and radio. Only a few persons, only a few specialists know this. So, what he's saying, that we live in a society where we need trust, right? where we need the trust element. Because you don't know how your computer works inside the hardware. You need someone that is specialized in this issue. You don't know what happens inside your body. You need persons like physicians, physicists, biomedicals, medicals, right? Devices. So, we need trust in the other. We don't know what happens in that moment, but we need that service, for example, right? Again, the causality problem, right? The causality problem. But let's come back. Max Planck said, life it is what is measurable, right? So we are talking now about quantity, right? So from physics, we go to mathematician. Of course, everyone thinks, no, let's start in the mathematician and we go to the physicist. No. Let's do the opposite way. So we are talking about causality, and causality is related with a lot of human activities, including religion, including science, include the juridical world, including the trust among the members of a society, right? A modern society today. Now let's face another issue. If we are talking about causality, we are talking about also quantity, right? What is the calculation idea? What is the notion of quantity? What means a number, right? Because causality and effect. Causality, we need to measure how this process are. A lot of cause, we need to understand a lot of cause. What is quantity? So, these are hard questions. These are philosophical questions that there is no correct answer. We think about causality, we think about quantity, right? We think about what is health, what is justice, what is aesthetics. This is the work, the job of a philosopher. Let's come back to Heidegger. In this video, he also say, communists is a kind of religion, because communists believe in the results and the security of science. In a way, that is the same of religion. It's a belief in the security and the results of science. But pay attention. Look to the world, to the universe, and inside your body. So, we are living in a world that we can count the things, we can see the things, we can hear the things, touch the things, right? This is the way that we acquire knowledge, a first kind of knowledge, information, data from the world, right? And inside of our head, we start to work with this information and produce knowledge, according some persons and philosophers, not according others. Okay. So we need our body and our mind to produce a knowledge, right? This is very difficult because our body